This Porsche was discovered 26 years after it was reported stolen, but the police were stunned to see what was lying next to it. A strange report summoned the local police to a remote forest in Oregon. An abandoned car was discovered in the woods. It got stranger when unidentified bones were also found nearby. When the police looked more closely, they realized that this vehicle had been reported stolen for nearly 26 years. So what exactly happened here? In January 1991, the police in a county of Oregon received a seemingly regular report of a car being stolen. The car was a 1979 Porsche Coupe 924 that had been stolen from a movie theater in Medford. The car was first produced in 1976 in Germany and was the first of the company's vehicles that buyers could afford with a fully automatic transmission. However, the model was mocked for not looking sporty enough, but it was still popular with buyers. In 1979, nearly 10,000 models had made their way onto American driveways. When the Medford Porsche was reported missing in 1991, the owners didn't hold out much hope of ever seeing their car again. And this certainly was the case for 26 years. Then in November 2017, the police in Jackson County had received a call. Apparently, a man had taken his dog on a walk in a rural area of Trail, Oregon when he came across an unusual sight. Reports stated that the man was following his dog through a woodland area close to the state's national park. He suddenly noticed an overturned vehicle through the trees, and that's when he contacted the police to report this discovery. Officers arrived at the area to investigate the next day. The vehicle looked like it had been in its current location for a while. But how did it end up there? And why was no incident reported? With further investigation, the mystery just deepened. They soon learned that this was the same Porsche reported stolen in Medford nearly 26 years earlier. As the car was not visible from the road, it was difficult to tell how long it had possibly been here. Police further stated that the vehicle's registration had run out in 1991, the same year it had been reported stolen. Was it just dumped soon after it was stolen? Or had something worse taken place? Police were even more stunned when they discovered a pile of bones near the wreckage. They were worried that it could be of human origin as investigators examined the remains for clues. Thankfully, it was soon established that the bones were from a deer. Interestingly, this isn't the first time a vehicle has been reported stolen and discovered decades later. Instances like this have taken place worldwide, with cars turning up in the most unusual circumstances one could imagine. For example, in 1978, children playing outside a house in Los Angeles made quite an unexpected discovery. While it was buried in the mud, they uncovered what seemed to be a car roof. Luckily, two detectives happened to be passing by, and they stopped to see what was going on and even offered their assistance. After getting further help, they succeeded in digging up the most unlikely treasure. It was surprising to see a Dyno 246 GTS that would be worth around $70,000 today had been buried in a front yard. It was even more surprising that the vehicle was said to be in pretty good condition. The cops were then able to trace the vehicle to a plumber in California who had initially purchased the car for his wife as a birthday gift. But, it was reported stolen in December 1974. Despite the odd burial, investigators could not dig up any leads that could account for the car's missing years. Even the neighbors could not remember any questionable activity, and the current tenants residing in the home had no idea that there was a car buried there. Eventually, the car was returned to the insurance company, which had already paid out the $22,500 claim. In the meantime, the Jackson County Police are still trying to trace the owner of the stolen Porsche 924. The mysterious vehicle remains in the Oregon woods. The vehicle's location on a steep, muddy terrain presents logistical and environmental concerns for removal. The officials are still trying to figure out what the best course of action will be.